Not to mention. Come on in. Come on. Y'all come on in here. Get over here. Get over here. Oh, I'm waiting. Get on over here. Yeah, I'm coming in good. There it is. Get over here. Look, I clicked that link early. You know why? I clicked that link early just in case. Because when I told my grandmother, I said, Grammy, look. She was like, I don't know. I watched the news and all these storms. I said, look, next second ain't promise. If by chance I get blown away, you better celebrate, Grammy. Oh, my grandmother over 90 years old. That's what I told her. I said, it better not be a tear. Huh? You better celebrate. Yes, I made her laugh today. I made her laugh. Let me tell you. I went over just to kind of rectify my Facebook page yesterday, right? I ended up deleting that one too. I deleted it. As soon as I went over there, y'all remember I was talking about some things yesterday, right? One of my family members, which I'm happy for her, huh? Just make me feel some type of way about how the system doing me. So I go over there. First thing I see, woo, praise the Lord, $1,400 in food stamps. Oh my goodness. Right. The day before that, I was like, what's up, Facebook? Long time no see, right? I didn't even go to check to see if anybody messaged me or whatever. Soon as I see that, I said, you know what? Delete. I'm done. But then guess what? It was so much traffic today. I'm talking about cabinets full. So whatever the Miss Lady had for me over there in Atlanta, and me depending on God instead of depending on man, because someone made the offer. They said, you know what, and if you need anything, you let me know. I'll, do it. And I didn't. I depended on God's chosen people, the way he ordered it. Because if I have to go outside of his order to get it, it ain't right. It ain't right. So that's my testimony on that. I'm telling you, soon as I ain't gonna say who it was, but soon as my relatives, I said 1,400. Anyways, I got a whole good lineup. I got a lineup today. It's lined up. I'm good and ready. Well, don't I look rested? Huh? Don't I look rested? I was very functional today because I don't know if anybody knows about call-ins. I've heard all my life. Everywhere I go, just calling on your life. So I know what it means. I know people who said that they walked into their calling. My mother swear by God, I won't leave this earth until I do what I was called to do. She said, until you walk into your calling, you ain't going nowhere. So finally, the calling struck me. And it's been 3 weeks that I know what I know. So now I'm at the stage of making my election sure, knowing that God electing me, that I'm sure, I'm making it sure. Now I know what that scripture means. So in the midst of it, especially earlier today, well, in the wee hours of the morning, I was instructed with different things to do and how to do it, who to call, who to text, what to say, multiple beings. And each sign to let me know that it is the calling and I'm not running from anything. Because running for my life. I'm running for my life. If anybody asks you what's the matter with me, tell them I'm saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost filled, fire baptized. I got Jesus on my side. I'm running for my life, which, Sister Pat say, take the fire baptized out of it. I'm saying that was one of the songs we sang in that little temple that's behind me. That's how we used to sing it too. Anyway, so my calling is sure. I said, give it to my calling is sure. And I'm feeling good about it. Can you tell? Okay, I put up a post earlier about the movie I was watching earlier. And that had to do with the blood. That whole movie was about beings who are from cats, cat beings. The Siamese. The Siamese. There's a whole war, Siamese war. The art of war. That Siamese story. I didn't know that had to do with blood and lineage. So let me share. No, I won't share that first. First, I'm going to do what I normally do. Here we go. Let's go with the affirmation. And I'm not going to do the add-on part. I'm still working on that. That's between me, myself and I, until I get it structured properly within this affirmation that I share with you. The world, be ye separate of the world. Be ye separate from the world. My mind is God's mind. I'm always reflecting divine wisdom and divine intelligence. My brain symbolizes the capacity to think wisely and spiritually. God's ideas unfold within my mind in perfect sequence. I'm always poised, balanced, serene, and calm because I know God has provided the perfect solution, past, present, and future, the perfect solution to every single one of my needs, not just one or two, every single one of my needs. You say amen. I say, God, you promise God is going to keep his promise. You say lie. I say, God, you promise God's going to keep his promise. When man can't keep their promise, believe it or not, God will keep his promise. He's going to keep his promise. Believe it. Now, another testimony today. There's a part on the Goldmouth Doctor that I never went to, some of his videos. And when I went to the videos to like further down and saw him with his wife and his family, it was so touching. It was so touching. It was so touching to me. It was so touching. So in honor of that thought, I went back a few years ago. If anybody remember when I used to be throwing all those Gold Mouth Doctor songs, right? And back then, when I didn't realize Gold Mouth Doctor was even married, when he wrote the AI song, nobody couldn't tell me he wouldn't write that song for me. Even though I seen the video and I thought I know that all that booty and all that he had, so he was writing that song for his wife. I finally put two and two together. I said, "Oh my goodness, all these years." So in honor of that, you know what I did? I got on the treadmill. I worked with one arm because see, I got something going on with this elbow right here. Swole up. Somebody asked me, is it gout? I say, I don't know if the uric acid high and all that because I'm not eating meats. And it only happens when I work on that elliptical. But I worked out today and worked out with this one arm. I did this one, but not in the direction where I think it's having an effect on it. And I worked out. Never forget where you came from, huh? Never forget where you came from. So let me, in honor, go ahead and play the song that I worked out to today. Let's play that workout song.
Artificial intelligence. Is that your real icon?
Hey.
It's giving me a python.
Hey.
I think you need to see him. Eggplant to your DM. AI. You always know what to say, so I'ma put it on you in the worst way. That DHA got that melanin shake, and I call my spear for that shake. The friends is faking. Listen, even if it's silicone or belly fat, I got a vegan substitute for that biscuit with a jelly at. I'm looking forward to drinking your juices. This Wi-Fi feels so exclusive. Is that your real icon? It's giving me a python. I think you need to see him. Eggplant to your DM. AI. You remind me of my sex doll. I'ma have to confess, y'all. True. My sex doll is perfect. She know just how to work it. Only static blow a circuit. I'll never have to jerk it. Custom design is plastic surgery. For a soulmate, the price was burglary. Slide and step, slide and step, slide and step. Slide and step, slide and step, slide and step, slide and step, slide and step. Come on, slide and step, slide and step, slide and step, slide and step. Come on, slide and step, slide and step, slide and step, slide and step. Come on, is that your real icon? It's giving me a python. I think you need to see him. Eggplant to your DM.
Yeah, today is music. Hold up. I got one more. Now this one, I put my signature on this one. Anybody you want to know what song I'm about to play now, you go type in phase one. I put, if this is a letter to Louis Farrakhan, I put my signature on the letter. You know how people back in the day, people used to do petitions. They'll do petitions, write a petition and get everybody to sign on to the petition. That's what I imagine this video as, a petition. And I'm going to play the video now. No, I'll just play the song. I don't think I'm going to get, is he going, don't know. I doubt it. Here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna play the video. Here we go. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this one? I signed this petition here. I did.
A lot of people tell us, you finally explained trading to me in a way I could understand. Then they start seeing profits. The reason behind this is simple. We're not your typical Wall Street.
Was Malcolm your trader or was he ours? And if we dealt with him like a nation deals with a trader, what the hell business is it of yours?
I come in the name of the source. Allahu Akbar, of course. And all of my bars is torch. Allah Taqwa, the voice. If God is not inside the mosque, then is God even watching us? I lean. I've been informed that God knows all things, both seen and unseen. I've been face to face with plenty spirits, both clean and unclean. They test every spirit to it. Folks seeing what I seen. Exceptional inception. No, I mean it. I dream in my dream. Lucid, praying that I don't lose it. I'm screaming, I mean, holding on to that rope, won't turn lucid. Fingers on string. I myself ain't trying to go to hell, but to each his own thing. But me personally, Jesus is king. Keep listening, you see what I mean. And they say I'm too young and I ain't been through nothing, and I shouldn't be feeling this way. They say we should salute y'all, humble with our head down, but I don't give a damn what they say. Hey, Mr. Farrakhan, I know you probably busy today, but isn't this an emergency? This requires a sense of urgency. I stood on truth, they tryna, no protection unless we a part of NOI. They told me be careful when addressing you. I've been advised. I was raised at best to have respect for you. I didn't cuss in this entire letter, and I respect what you did for us 50 years ago when I wasn't even in the picture. Plus, who am I to tear down the legendary I live to touch? Lion's paw grip with a sound we talk till it's sliding off into an awkward silence. We walk beside each other in blindfolds. You my brother in the light, and in the darkness I recognize you. But what is with the fight? Can I be updated on how the love faded for Malachi? How you say his name once and then leave him inside to die? Where's the movement? Can't speak about freedom and try to hide him. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad shows y'all the vibes. Imam Isa, the book of the Lamb, opened your eyes to whom it may concern. Fear no longer, I have arrived. What a surprise. 22 years he been in prison, he's still alive. The stone that the builders denied, stoned and then vilified. Long as it's still a divide, no one can really rise. Nubians worldwide, you don't know what we feel inside. And the Sabians sword tied to the floor, they can't kill a fly. With all the dissension, won't all of you listen? It's different now. This just did. They yelling timber when I shoot the skies. To hell with the lake of fire, as long as you got your suit, your tie. Why is everybody playing God? Remember, humans die. This ain't come off of Google. Really woo ties. 2 decades, you still ain't came together. Move aside. Dear Mr. Farrakhan, do you know how Judas plots? Judas ain't the shooter. Judas just moves to pursue the spot. Judas wanted to be Isa, but he wasn't true to God. Somebody can help our brother. Tell me, is it you or not? Elijah would have helped our brother. Tell me, is that true or not? Malcolm would have helped our brother. Tell me, is it true or not? No more black leaders, y'all see they had to choose a side. I walk through the hood and I don't see how y'all can snooze at night. I want to see fruit on every block. What them soldiers for? Don't you know they shoot on every block? It's time to go to war. I don't see the Masons, the Hebrew Israelites, or the Moors. I do see the nation with visas living like overlords. My sheep know my voice. These haters say I'm too young and I ain't been through nothing, and I shouldn't be feeling this way. They say we should salute y'all, humble with our head down, but I don't give a damn what they say. Hey, Mr. Farrakhan, I know you probably busy today, but isn't this an emergency? This requires a sense of urgency. I stood on truth, they tryna. I come in the name of the source. Allahu Akbar, of course. And all of my bars is torch. Allah Taqwa, the voice. If God is not inside the mosque, then is God even watching us? I lead. I've been informed that God knows all things, both seen and unseen. I've been face to face with plenty spirits, both clean and unclean. They test every spirit to it. Folks seeing what I see. Exceptional inception. No, I mean it. I dream in my dream. Lucid, praying that I don't lose it. I'm screaming, I mean, holding on to that rope, won't turn lucid. Fingers on string. I myself ain't trying to go to hell, but to each his own thing. But me personally, Jesus is king. Keep listening and see what I mean.
Greater light, greater light. All right. Listen, let me see. One, you know, you could go to the last video I did. No, let me go to that video. video. Let me do that too. This just me on videos that for a moment before I get to the scripture. Before I get to the scripture and talk about what I'm gonna talk about today. Y'all gonna love this one. Everybody, the Aboriginals, everybody, come on over to Grandma's house. I got some stuff to talk to y'all about. I got some stuff to talk. I want you to see something going on, huh? And you tell me this ain't scripture. Hold up. I was watching a movie after I settled down from all of life events today. Sat down and relaxed my mind, and I decided to do a little clip of that movie I was talking about, where the whole movie was about bloodline, the Siamese blood, huh? You got the lions, and then you got the Siamese. Where is it? Where's that video? I gotta go to videos. So this is a short clip. It's only a minute. I laughed for about 20 minutes before I even did the clip for y'all. I did. I laughed for about 20 minutes. Here you go. No such thing as coincidences. They say, which one is Nare's son? Wait, let me rewind it back. I loved it. Now, ain't nowhere in the world. You know how some people are trying to make it like I'm talking about race, when that wasn't even about race. To me, all I saw was Lord of Lords. He said he's King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And remember yesterday I said, when I imagined the affirmation that I added on to the affirmation, and I was imagining as the clouds unroll and the writing on his thighs says King of Kings and Lord of Lords, and I'm a king in real time. King is in my name. And then in flesh, through flesh that I'm attached to, we're kings and kings and kings and kings. Yeah. I enjoyed that movie today. Okay, now let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. So there you go. It's this little net for me having a door. All kind of bugs was trying to get in here today. I'm talking about I saw things look like walking sticks flying. I saw bugs look like walking sticks flying. I didn't know walking sticks flew. And I kept telling the girls, I was like, look, no, I gotta close the door. I gotta close this. Wait. I had the broom and all. I was so ended up that process. A couple of those little Georgia nets then got in. Here we go. So I'm gonna come to you before I get to the business part of this and show you, like I always do, how Revelation and Federal Register and scriptures in the Bible all coincide. How we are living in prophecy. If Revelations is about today, then prophecy was written about you. Where is your place in the prophecy? Where do you stand in the prophecy? What side you stand on? That's what I started to put in the description of that last video that I just showed. If you got to look back and guess when Christ returns and you got to question, is that him? You already lost. You already lost. So you already lost. So I'm not gonna say why I chose Acts 17 just yet. There's some good old juicy Federal Register stuff going on today. But I'm at Acts 17. If by any chance y'all hear me getting blown away, just know the tornadoes that came through. And y'all start celebrating. Y'all know, soon as I leave this realm, everybody gonna feel the trembling on the earth. While Paul was waiting for them in Athens, he was deeply troubled by all the idols he saw everywhere. A doll over here, a doll over there, idols. Everywhere throughout the city. He went to the synagogue for discussions with Jews and the devout Gentiles and spoke daily in the public square to all who happened to be there. Hold on one second. Okay. He also had an encounter with some of the Epicurean and Stoic philosophers. Their reaction when he told them about Jesus and his resurrection was, he's a dreamer. And he's pushing some foreign religion. But they invited him to the forum on Mars Hill. Ooh, y'all just wait. Come and tell us more about this new religion, they said. For you are saying some rather startling things and we want to hear more. I should explain that all the Athenians, as well as all of the foreigners in Athens, seem to spend all their time discussing the latest new ideas. They were philosophers. They were StreamYard creators, YouTube creators. They were partners, YouTube partners. They were striving influencers on all social media networks, Facebook, TikTok, all of them. They said they're discussing every ideology and methodology and science and ideas all over the place. So Paul, standing before them at Mars Hill Forum, addressed them as follows. Men of Athens, I noticed that you are very religious. You questioning this new religion. This ain't new. But this is something from the beginning before the foundations of your religions, huh? And I noticed that you are very religious. For as I was out walking, I saw your many altars. Huh? Control, altar, space. Huh? Control, altar, SP8. And one of them had an inscription on it. To an unknown God. To the unknown God. Yep, to the unknown God. The unknown God, back then they didn't have a name for it. Then when John came along, John said the unknown God's name is Gog and Magog. You've been worshiping him without knowing who he is. And now I wish to tell you about him. He made the world and everything in it. And since he is the Lord of heaven and earth, he doesn't live in man-made temples. Now, see, this is where Paul was wrong. And human hands can't minister to his needs, for he has no needs. For he himself gives life and breath to everything and satisfies every need there is. He created all the people of the world from one man, Adam, and scattered the nations across the face of the earth. He decided beforehand which should rise and fall, and when he determined their boundaries. His purpose in all of this is that they should seek after God and perhaps feel their way toward him and find him. Though he is not far from any of us, though he is not far away from any of us, for in him we live and move and are. And one of your own poets say, we are the sons of God. If this is true, why shouldn't we think of God as an idol made by men from gold or silver or chipped from stone? God tolerated man's past ignorance about these things, but now he commands everyone to put away idols and worship only him. For he has set a day for justly judging the world by man he has appointed, and has pointed him out by bringing him back to life again. When they heard Paul speak of the resurrection of a person who had been dead, some laughed, but others said, we want to hear more about this later. That ended Paul's discussion with them, but a few joined him and became believers. Among them was Dionysius, a member of the city council, and a woman named Damaris, and others. So it's right around here where he tells them the God that they're worshiping is the same God of light. I don't completely agree with him on this. Not in the context of what he might have meant, but just in the way that the transcribers through history rewrote it. Because I'm believing that this part right here is prophetic. You know, when they was taking pages and writing the scripture and rewriting it and fixing it up when they found the scrolls, they took pieces and parts from different places and put it in certain places. And this right here is about today. This scripture right here that I just read to you out of Acts 17:11 is about today. And I'm going to show you. I have proof. Like I said, go get your Abo original grandmamas, your Pan-African, and all them beings. Go get them. Tell them grandma got some news for them. You trying to claim the land and doing all this work to claim the land in these last days, and they telling you what they doing. Either the people who up here acting like they giving you science and history is faking and fronting and scamming you. Or just something just ain't right. So I'm going to go here with my discussion with Bing on this. I'm going to take my time and read this message from President Biden on what he feels about people. Now, you've been hearing me say that God made two types of men. So where I disagree with Paul is we know that this world, those who are native to the kingdom of heaven, those who know that they are light beings, those who follow the blueprint of Christ, know that we didn't come from Adam. God made two different types of beings. And the two different types of beings you could tell within the blood work and the DNA. Just based on your letter alone. Those who are so enticed to claim the land, it's nothing wrong with that. Christ's love is for you to come into the reality of knowing that it's going to take love and light for you to have this land cleansed. But there is a difference in the being. So Jesus mentioned several times that we are not of this world. He said, I'm not of this world. And then we are reminded through scripture to be separate from the world. There are those who were born by no choice of their own, indigenous and native to the land. But so many different idols and sin came out of it that caused so much hatred and division that the only way to retain peace on earth is through the love and light code. So Federal Register, the heart of where Adam man was made, on this land right here in Federal Register, they're letting you know. For all those who have come up through the years and said, yes, this is the original land, da 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 da. Federal Register is letting you know, yes, that's what it is, but it's also letting you know that you're a different type of man. You're not light beings. So the light beings that came, this is where Plato and all them, before the earth was divided, if you take the globe and look at the globe and look at it at face front, where you can see it like a puzzle piece. And the two places on earth that light up the most, if you take the puzzle and connect like Africa back over to this part and Florida and South America, if you take it, connect it back like a puzzle, the pieces that light up the most from the satellite and from above, the Bahamian Islands, the Cuban Islands, and then that little area over there in Africa, when it connects as a puzzle, you'll see that's where that landing happened that split the land in the first place. So that's where you get that scenario. You don't have to believe me. You could go on Google Earth right now on your phone. Look at the globe. Look at the point where Africa is, and you see that light lit up in the same color that's going across my screen. That same color that's on the Bahamian flag. and then look over at the islands that's surrounding and near Bahamas and the Florida Keys. Even my grandson, if I gave my grandson or my granddaughter a puzzle to take and put it back together, they would be able to do it. So you can look with your eyes without and take and look at the pieces and put it back together like a puzzle, and you'll see where that same spot over there in Africa connects right there to the parts of Florida. So the separation in the impact happened right there at that point where the land was separated and the waters filled and all that. Now, what's my point of that? That was the initial bang. And then when God created a separate man, it happened at this point where I'm going to show you right now in Federal Register. Click, let's go, Federal Register. See this? This is a message from the Executive Office of the President of the United States today. Today. And guess who helped him with this? This ain't something brand new. This ain't brand new. This is Obama. So let me go ahead and read about this boundary enlargement of the Berryessa Snow Mountain National Monument. So what is she talking about? No, I know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, what hints that you could go look up for yourself is it within the name right here. The Moloch. For those of us who know who Moloch is, oh, she typing everything that I'm saying. Come on now, I didn't ask you to do that. Type who Moloch is. We know who that is. I'm gonna go over that later. Dog, she's still copying what I'm saying. Stop. I'm gonna go over Moloch. And we know Moloch as a what? A deity or a demon. They used to worship Moloch. I'm going to go over Luke. I know that, say, Latrell Tinwell and some others have always talked about Luke in that other type of way. So the Lucayans, that's there. And that doesn't have such a nice, warm, benevolent name. And then the Patuans or the Patuans, that in itself is called legendary man. The etymology and the origin of the name Patwin people means legendary man. This is when the legend started. The creation of foundations, the legends. Hey there, Latrell Tinwell. So I'm going to take my time and read this one right here, because I think it's very important that President Obama and Biden is making sure that these people not only keep and maintain their land, which I think it's more spiritual than it is about the people, but also that they extend the land. They giving them some land extensions. Land extensions. Are you a part of this indigenous people? Anybody have proof? It say woolly Indian paintbrushes. Serpentine riparian woodland. Serpents, they make sure the serpent's name is mentioned in here. Remember what I told y'all about the McNab up in here? All of the demonic names from the foundation of this right here. Deep within the earth's mantle. Let me read. Let me go ahead and take the time and read this one. Let me see how long it is, though. I don't want to be reading forever. So that's why I chose Acts 17 specifically for the verse that has to do with boundaries. So they creating the boundaries when God is the one who has the last say so about boundaries. Acts 17:26. See right here, that's why I said I believe that this is more prophecy right here. He made the world and everything in it, and since he is the Lord of heaven and earth, he doesn't live in man-made temples, and human hands can't minister to his needs, for he has no needs. He himself gives life and breath to everything and satisfies every need there is. He created all the people of the world from one man, Adam. Now, those are people of the world. But remember, there's a difference between the people of the world and those who are like beings. And it's specifically stated all up and through the word. He decided beforehand who should rise and fall, and when he determined their boundaries. So the boundary enlargement of the Berryessa Snow Mountain National Monument. If this is about a monument, why is the stuff about the people in here? Through Proclamation 9298 of July 10th, 2015. Hold up. Can y'all see that like that? Let's do it like this so you can see it a little better. Okay. President Obama established the Berryessa Snow Mountain National Monument. Look how it said. It said, President Obama established the Berryessa Snow Mountain National Monument to protect an array of spectacular historic, cultural, geological, and ecological resources in the heart of the Northern California's innermost range, Cali's innermost parts. Think of beloved. Say my name. She said, touch me on the inside parts. Well, Obama went on the innermost parts of Cali's inner coast range, straddling. See, look at that, straddling the eastern edge of the monument boundary, Mut'Awuhu, which is the Condor Ridge, in the language of the Patwin people, is a striking 11-mile north to south ridge line that is sacred to the Patwin people and contains a mosaic of historic objects and rare natural communities supported by unique geological, hydrologic features of the area. Now, this didn't come into effect until Obama established it. The ridge line also known as Walker, Texas Ranger Ridge. Also known as Walker Ridge is flanked by chaparral-covered canyons, serpentinite outer croppings, oak and cypress woodlands. They something else. And spring-fed meadows. Lands within Mut'Awuhu areas show evidence of occupation by indigenous peoples for more than 10,000 years. If this is what Obama is saying, he's saying it's been indigenous people over here for more than 10,000 years. And even though the Hebrew and their information doesn't start but 6,000 years ago. And he's saying now, if you claim an indigenous, you're going to have to show it in your blood work because they extended the land for the Patwin people and we don't know about the rest. These people here are Molochs. They come from the worship of the demon Moloch. They are blood suckers, the Lukians, the Luyukins, and they are the legendary man. Now, where's your paperwork, Aboriginal indigenous peoples? The historical significance, because look, this didn't become indigenous information until Obama did it in 2015. They said the monument. The historical significance of the Mut'Awuhu contributes to its cultural and spiritual significance. That's why they want so many people claiming. They say, if you claim that you indigenous, when the gathering of Gog and Magog, this is a spot we got for you. Go ahead and check off you indigenous on that census. Check off you indigenous on that new census. Even in all the applications, I done filled out damn near 30 applications in the past month. And each one of them, when it says, what's your race and what you check, I'm still doing the same thing. Other, two or more, can't say, because I say other because what? I'm native to the kingdom of heaven. My blood type is light code. My DNA is light code. They got me messed up. I ain't checking off nothing. Gathering up Gog and Magog. The historical significance of Mut'Awuhu contributes to its cultural and spiritual. There go them gnats. It's just this one. It's only one in here. I got all this spray right here because I don't use that other stuff, with my grandkids. So this stuff that I got made up. And it keep. The historical significance of Mut'Awuhu contributes to its cultural and spiritual significance to the Patwin people. And many other indigenous peoples from the Northern California also have ties to the area, including the Pomos. Is you a Pomo? The Lake Milwaukee, the Yukis, and the Namalakis. I don't never hear nobody talking about these right here. Is that your kind, your people? They've been here 10,000 years. While much of the western slope of the ridge was designated as part of the monument by Proclamation 9298, expanding the monument's eastern boundary to include a full Mut'Awuhu area from the ridge line to the point where the foothills recede into the flatlands of Bear Valley. These are the people who have bear tattoos on. They said we's bear people. Even they get a spot here. Will protect additional objects of scientific, see, the science is coming in, the research and development, and historic interest, and enable holistic management of culturally significant landscape. Since time immemorial. Since time immemorial. What does that mean? Time, before I even clicked on here, I was playing around with my jewelry and that song came to my mind. 2 or 3 songs was in my mind. Don't take it personal, take the bitter with the sweet. And time after time. But here, what does this mean? Since time immemorial, Malik Luyuk has held a deep cultural significance for tribal nations of the Patwin people, including the Yocha Dehe Wittoon Nation, the Quetzal Dehe Band of the Witton Indians, and the Kachil Deha Band of the Wittoon Indians. Their history is connected to the Malik Luyuk, and their lifeways are intertwined with features, plants, and wildlife of the expansion area. I'm rubbing this in. The reason why I'm reading it like this and rubbing it in, because I don't see where they're doing this in the so-called Aboriginal. Where did Obama do this for y'all? I don't see none of the names that I hear them talk about all the time. President Obama did that, and today it is written that Biden is making sure that the legendary people even get an expansion on their land. It said gathering Gog and Magog. The name Malik Luyuk recalls a time when condors were a common sight soaring above the ridge. And the Patwin people would often celebrate them with dances and ceremonies. On a clear day, the highest points of Malik Luyuk offer a commanding view of the surrounding rugged and undeveloped landscape encompassing Mount Shasta. I heard Savon Bomar over there talking about Mount Shasta again. All those who, I remember there was supposed to be some women within the community had went over to Mount Shasta, was going to Mount Shasta or something. All them little scary movies they show about Mount Shasta. Talking about they going to their native land. I don't see y'all names on here. Now you could go and become a part of their Gog and Magog gathering order, because that's what this right here is about. Acts 17. Mount Shasta to the north, Mount Tamalpais in the southwest, and the Sutter Butts to the east. They making sure they covering every part where all of the natives can come together in the last days. They said we expounding the boundaries for our Gog and Magog celebration. The gathering of them from the north. Listen, they got the north, the southwest, and the east. And let me show you how they do. They say the Mount Shasta to the north, the Mount Tamal. They're not saying Tamaray. They say the Tamalpais. Sounds a little French to me. To the southwest, and the Sutter Butts to the east. This view shed, and particularly the view of the sun rising over the Sutter Butts. Obama, y'all know when they tripping. I feel like they just did it just because they know I was gonna read it. This ain't a real. This no way in the world. This document is real. There's no way in the world. No way. It was just made just because they know I was gonna read it. The view shed, and particularly the view of the sun rising over Sutter Butts, is central to the Patwin origin story. Luyak, and beyond with the river Patwin communities that populated Bear Valley. The three little bears, which lies just to the east before they were displaced by trappers. So they had trap music back then. They had the new Beyonce ranch music and the miners. The expansion area includes sites of historic and ceremonial importance to members of all three, I told you, three little bears, Patwin nations along the ridge line and around the numerous natural springs. The area around Mut'Awuhu has long contained numerous objects of scientific and historic interest. Mut'Awuhu played an important role in providing for the sustenance. Oh, now sustenance is important, of the Patwin communities that were once found in the area. Occupants of nearby villages made seasonal forays to the ridge and flanks of Mut'Awuhu to search the manzanita, the manza of heaven, the manzanita berries, the clover. I'm looking over a four-leaf, a gray pine nut, acorn heads, bulbs, and tubers. I told you the YouTubers was in here. I told you, as well as the hunt elk and the doe deers. Evidence of this culture story marks the landscape today. Let's see what they talking about in the past is about today. Through numerous lithic scatters, sites contains ancient tools, tool fragments, and lithic flakes from tool production and maintenance found along the Mut'Awuhu and around the area's cold springs, Cold Back Mountain. Look, see the lithic flakes and tool from production and maintenance. They saying they had whole warehouses and construction companies and all going on back then with the Mut'Awuhu back there in the cold springs. These scattered sites, and they talking about 10,000 years ago with the legendary man, right? The indigenous people. These scattered sites, which in some cases date back thousands of years, likely represent hunting and gathering camps and sites used by generations of indigenous people for ceremonial purposes. Artifacts from these sites include obsidian tools. Oh, there's that word, obsidian, made from sources in the region. Trails once crossed and stretched out from the ridgeland. These trails, which ran atop the ridge and just inside the northern and southern boundaries of the expansion area, are important to the history and how the Patwin communities were connected through other indigenous communities in Northern California, West Side. For instance, they enabled cultural exchanges among indigenous people in the region, connected villages, and facilitated access to the seasonal camps and ceremonial sites. Knowledge of trails lies with Patwin oral history, and cultural expertise has been documented. Ethnographic studies. You could tell Obama wrote this. And all Biden did today was sign off on it with his stinking penalofers. Some trails were part of a larger interregional network by which other Northern Californian indigenous peoples, aboriginals, would access Mut'Awuhu and the healing hot springs that today lie on private land just south of the southern border of expansion areas. You's a Tuma, you a tumultuous. Geological history underpins the expansion area's diverse ecological communities. The backbone of Mut'Awuhu is an ophiolite form there. They're going to bring a light because, see, they're ophiolites. They're not really light beings. They ophiolites. See there? They're saying it for you right there. They're letting you know the Molochs, the legendary man, what they consider indigenous to the land, are ophiolites. They are off of the lights of the originals. Just like when I showed you how the blood breaks down the O's from the original, A and B came out of the O's. But anyways, the Mut'Awuhu is an ophiolite formed by unusual ultramafic rocks. Y'all are ophiolites. It's okay that you want to be indigenous to this land, but you better know where they gonna put you, because see, if you get there and you can't show by your blood work and you are a light being and you choose the wrong side, oh, they gonna have something for you. Let me show you how this is about day grays, huh? A different type of man, huh? All this right here, they telling the history of Earth and up to date. Let me read it the right way. A tumultuous geologic history underpins the expansion areas of diverse ecological communities. What is the community? The community are the people, right? The backbone of Mut'Awuhu is an ophiolite formed by unusual ultramafic rocks. Serpentinite. Now they saying the word serpentine. I gotta, I don't mind. Well, I can't. But I got a minerals and rocks plateau right here. And serpentine is somewhere on there. Is it? Let me see. Is serpentine on here? Because that's going to let you know that they're not really talking about rocks. They're not talking about rocks. They talking about a type of man. And this thing has all the rocks on here. Let me see. Diamond, corundum, topaz, fluorite, hermanite, cooperite, sulfates. Look, Smithsonianite, aragonite, aquariumite, amethyst, quartz, ruby, opal, topaz, sapphire, beryl. Then over here to the minerals, I don't see serpentinite anywhere, huh? Look at that. Wait a minute. Let me make sure now. I don't want to tell you nothing wrong. Oh, there it is. Wait. My glasses. Wait. Oh, yep. It's out of the metamorphic rocks. So it's the metamorphosis. See there? Still ain't wrong. The serpentinite is, as this rock is more commonly known, was originally formed deep within the Earth's mantle. Oh, so they came out of the earth, formed from out of the earth, and eventually thrust upward through the forces of plate tectonics. The landscape is subtly marked by the smoky gray-green serpentine rocks and their derivative soils. Rare serpentine soils resulted from eroded serpentine dominant and ridge line and eastern flank of Mut'Awuhu. These soils have usually high levels of magnesium and iron and very low levels of nutrients, such as calcium and phosphorus, that are critical for the survival of most plants. So coming out of the land like that, plants really can't survive because they are not a good light source. That's what they're saying about that serpentine kind of gray green serpents that come out of them Mut'Awuhu. This soil chemistry imposed evolutionary pressure, resulting in profusion of unique species and habitats that are inhospitable to non-native species that may dominate elsewhere. See what I said? I'm telling you, y'all better pay. I'm telling y'all need to start focusing on Federal Register. For real, for real. Not really. You don't have to. It's already written, but it's really interesting to see how they break down the cycles of life right in your face, and all the stuff that you're sitting there going back and forth and debating about. The information they said, we're going to tell you exactly how it is. And at the end, when we finish it gathering Gog and Magog, we letting you know, if you come up to the land when we set these boundaries, talking about use a native and use indigenous, the habitats who are originally indigenous, they are inhospitable to the non-native species that may try to dominate over here. That's what I'm not making it up. Look, see, don't believe me? Check it out. Claiming things and don't know what you claiming. Claiming things and don't know what you claiming. Obama came, the Cali Mine and all them, Ballot Biden them, making sure protect their sanctuary. So it say protecting the serpentine soil, like those found in the expansion area, is essential to the preservation of Cali's endemic and rare plant life. While serpentine soil occurs less than 1.5% of California's land base. See, I said it about the blood work the other day. It's only 1.5% of the land. All this land, that is talking about the people, that rarest blood type. That rarest blood type. It's your blood type that's going to determine there's power in the blood. At the end of the days, an artificial intelligence right now could read your sugar levels through the light in the phone. So you don't think they can read your blood type in the light through the phone? Artificial intelligence right now can take its light, put it against a plant, and if that plant needs water, it can tell you how much water to give the plant, how much sunlight that plant is getting, and how much more sunlight that plant needs. And you don't think that this network is able to do it with you when it's time in the days where you are supposed to choose? Because even those who have made the choice, when the phone scans your code that says, yes, I know I'm a light being, and I have accepted the love and light code that Christ left a blueprint for, saying that I am a light being, that I'm the light of the world. This is not my Father's world. I am not a part of man-made things. I am separate. It's all right, though, because they done gave a warning right here. It says serpentines are inhospitable in the last days to non-native species. So know who you are. Stop claiming stuff just because. That's when they start talking aboriginal and indigenous and stuff, when Obama did it in 2015. That's when the words start becoming all over the place. Indigenous. Protecting the serpentine soils like those found in the expansion area, is essential to the preservation of California's endemic and rare plant life. While serpentine soil occurs on less than 1.5% of California's land base, they are home to the nearly 15% of California endemic species and nearly 11% of its rare plant taxa. Consistent with this statewide data, the great majority of special status plant taxa, see, they're getting into your taxes, into your pockets, with the Mut'Awuhu area occur primarily on serpentine soils. Mut'Awuhu's diverse topography and geology, which also includes sandstone and shale, create, not shells. There's a difference between the shales and the shells. I'm telling you, create the conditions for its 13 distinct plant communities, 9 of which spring from serpentine soils. They're telling you they're nations. It's 12 from the tribe of Judah. In their gathering of Gog and Magog, it's 13 and 9 of spring from serpentine soils. These habitats or inhabitants include serpentine and non-serpentine chaparrals. The chaparrals, the McNabs and the Sargents. Remember I told you that the trees break down the people too? It break down your type based on your the land and the trees and everything. So those who are light beings and have the same makeup as the coral, the trees and plants that come from that also represent who you are in your blood and your DNA and your DNA makeup. So those who are made to live by the sea and near the water and sand and all that, when they go into woodland, their bodies have a whole different effect. That's why you have a lot of those who are native light beings to the sea. There's not light beings all over, but each are distinct by your blood type. So those who are made to be close by the sea, when they come inland to near these cypresses and McNabs and all that, they have sinus infection. Their noses they're allergic to the pollen. And then also based on blood type, their allergic reaction to the pollen is because that could possibly be part of their makeup. Because the immune system in the Rh factor also determines your immunity towards certain histamines. That's a whole different thing. That's a whole different thing. So let me continue. These habitats include serpentine and non-serpentine chaparrals, McNabs, and Sargent cypress, and blue and live oak woodlands. Remember I told you about the oaks? I broke it down just a couple of days ago. The trees, I broke down the trees. As a matter of fact, I still got the paper right here. I broke down the trees. The oaks are Portuguese types. The olives are Homo sapiens. The cedars are lizards. The figlas are Figaro. The Calvary tree. They're Moors. The mustas. All of these different trees and branches can be broken down into the region in which you are originally from, and it's able to be told through your blood code, through your blood type. Your blood type will tell you whether you a serpentine being that is native and blood type is native to the woodlands and the live oaks. It is no longer about skin as much as it's your blood. You don't have to go take a DNA test now to go get your blood and know and study your own blood. You could go right to the hospital, ask for the last time they did your labs, when you did labs for a job, whatever you did labs for, and ask for those records and pull those records and look and read your blood and break down your own blood type. For those who are so skeptical about DNA tests, but they've been taking your blood for every time you go to the hospital. Every time you had to go get tested for something. Because they letting you know right here. Now, let me veer off a little bit and break down the Mullocks and the Lewicks. They let you know right here in the last days, when things get down to the get down, when they're doing this boundary expansion, Acts 17, that they are inhospitable to non-native species. Okay, here we go. I think I'm gonna continue with this tomorrow. I really do. I really do. Because it's really interesting to me how Obama did that. And then today, not only is this information one of the presidential documents for today, but it's 3 other important documents that was released today that all look like it's geared towards war. See here? National emergency in respect to Central Africa. National emergency in respects to Syria. National emergency. Oh, this is the communications technology supply, securing the information. And then this one right here. So these are the 4 that was released today. Okay. What I'm going to do is do it from here. I'm not going to do it from my phone. I'm going to do it so y'all can see it for yourself. Give me 1 second. All right. Share this screen instead. Share this tab and do this right here. And here we go. There's the name Moloch. Okay. So see here. Make sure, share this tab instead. There's that name. There's that name. Moloch is a word that appears in the Hebrew Bible several times, primarily the book of Leviticus. The Bible strongly condemns the practices that are associated with Moloch, which are heavily implied to be child sacrifice. The etymology of Moloch is uncertain, derived from the root Malik, which means to rule, widely recognized. since it was first proposed, Abraham Geiger, 1857. The word was altered by using vowels like beset or best, which means shame, but I know it means more than that. So there's the Bible in intentions. That's if you want to look for more information about Malak. And when I spelled Malak the way that they have it here for artificial intelligence, she's the one that gave me this version of Malak. This is their image of Malak. And they're opening up the boundaries for Malak. Now, let me type in Luyuk. Like I said, I wanted to fix it, do it where it's not, you just hear me telling you this is the information that I found. I want to show you. And then you could go again and look for yourself some more. Now, see how he has it? It's here, and it doesn't come up anywhere else as a word. But in this information that Obama created in 2015, indigenous in 2015. So let me do it from here. So that's how you know it's something that he's spelling off in some type of messed up kind of way. She's the one that broke down the different science coming out of Luke. So let me read what she has to say, since not only is indigenous a brand new thing that Obama came up with, because he is saying here 2024, but here the letter and its creation came through Obama and Cali Cali. Obama made this establishment, this nationality, and everything. This is a nationality that he created in 2017. Psych your berries, your berryessas. So she said it's unrecorded, an old English word that means hellock. Talking about Luke now, the Luyuk, the way he has it, meaning tepid or teepee or weak. The word Lee, it comes from in pro-Germanic word meaning Kiwas or Lee, related to the word Lee. Or the Walake. Lucas. The Sabine race. It's a branch of the Sabine race. Wow. And then again, and the last but not least, in the words that I was just covering, because I'm about to get off of here, is the Pat Wins. It's the pathways. There's the villages. And they are extending their boundaries. So once again, don't y'all think you might be needing to write a letter? You might want to write you an Aboriginal letter to find out how come they could get extension on land and the land could be, and Obama did this for them. But if y'all go on the land according to this document, they is unhospitable serpents. They is and they plant taxation is in effect. They ready. They got flames and fairy lanterns. They got kaleidoscope flames and fairy lanterns and brilliant orange starburst and flame ragworts ready for you. Everything in they meadows is flames. They say they deal with small whites and dry Marys. I'm not making this up. They got a colossal lake. What is it? Protecting the springs and the wetlands for scientific study. They are right with the birds, the reptiles, and the amphibians. Yellow-legged. They say they fly. The night skies through which they fly. Goodness. Unmarred by light population. They say they fly at night. They bats fly and they don't have to deal with the light population. I'm not making this up. You look, share this tab instead. When the night falls over the Mut'Awuhu, other residents of the area emerge. And the bats come out. Ain't nobody can I can't make this up. In light of threat. See, they don't want light beings nowhere. If you come out there talking about you indigenous and you don't know who you are, you better check who you are in Christ before you be claiming these claims and don't know what these claims are about. It said right here, clear as day, as night falls with the Mut'Awuhu beings, the serpentine beings, that's gathering Gog and Magog and Biden and Obama, them then extended the boundaries of the area. Other residents of the area emerge. 14 kinds of bat beings, red bats, pallid bats, the Townsends, the big-eared Townsend bats. Each with a whole type of cali species special concern. The night skies through which they fly remarkably unmarred by light pollution. They don't need no type of light pollution, which can disturb many species of bats as well as other mammals and birds. They saying they type of birds and they type of mammals, they get disturbed by the light. They provide increasingly rare and extraordinary stargazing opportunities to those who venture out after sunset. In light of threats, see how they say, in light of threats. Can't make it up. It's going to be a benefit to all Americans who side with Gog and Magog. So, you don't have to believe what I'm telling you. You can come and check it out for yourself. The Antiquities Act. Antiquities have to do with berries the Berryessa Snow Mountain National Monument. 13,696 acres is expanding. It's expanding to, oh, that's the 666. Huh? That's the 666. They say we is expanding to 13,696 acres. You couldn't get your 4 acres, but they gonna get they 13,696. 66. It's proclamated, and he has been working on it. Him and Kalima have been working on it all this time. And those who are indigenous to this land, for real, those who is a different type of man, the serpentines, and bats and all, they giving them due justice. Now you go ahead and go on there with your indigenous to the land paperwork. When they expand, they finish their expansion, because that's just the first part of it. When they finish expanding, by the time Kalima finish, and Prime Minister Modi, and they're gathering of Gog and Magog and going against those light beings. Was I even sharing it? Y'all missed it. Hold up. I wasn't. Yep. Was I sharing it? I wasn't even sharing it. Right here. So you don't think I'm making up what I said. What I was just saying. You know, it do sound like it sometimes. It sound like when I'm saying stuff that it sound made up. Let me get back over here with the bats. Look at the serpents, soils, serpents. They say we don't need your light at night when we come out. When the freaks come out at night, your light is a disruption to us. Oh, I got to go down. Your light is a disruption. Besides all the things and animals and everything, besides us telling you we green grays, we come from the depths of the earth. We was made from the land. Nearly 500 native California are tax-free under this. See, the small whites and the dry Marys and the dwarfs, all type of fairy tale stuff. Look at that, fairy lanterns. See that? I am making it up. See it? Let's get to the right here. Hold up. Fragmentation, elevations, wide ranges, bald, right here. See that right there? As the night falls over the Moloch, Luyaks, other residents, see, they consider them residents. Other residents come out. See, other residents of the area emerge. Now, you could say that they talking about bats, but I'm telling you, they talking about a type of people. The word indigenous didn't emerge and become a scientific project until Obama created it in 2015. It said we got the Townsend bats, we got the pale bats, and we got the red bats too. And when they come out, they don't want no light pollution. When has light ever became a pollution? Right up in there, back further up, when it say anybody that come on their land talking about they indigenous, they are not native, they is inhospitable to them. And there, it wasn't even talking about animals. It say after sunset, their light is a threat. See, in the light of threats, all that sentence was supposed to go together, but you don't have to believe nothing I'm saying. You could go and relate it to Acts 17. Greater light, God is going to keep his promise. I'm going to say it one more time. My mind is God's mind. I'm always reflecting divine wisdom and divine intelligence. My brain symbolizes the capacity to think wisely and spiritually. God's ideas unfold within my mind in perfect sequence. I'm always poised, balanced, serene, and calm because I know God will supply. God will always have the perfect solution to every single one of my needs. And before I close, I want to close out with this message. Nope, I'm not going to do that. Y'all go click and listen to that song that I played earlier. And I'm just going to play my God's promise. Greater light.
Who is being created to a true knowledge according to the image of the one who created it. The people who walk darkness will see a great light. Those who live in a dark land, the light will shine on them. God's promise, 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 promise. God's promise, 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 promise. God's mind is my mind is light. I'm in always reflecting his sight. Always I acknowledge no knowledge, no courage. Ooh, God, you promised that great day will come. Yes, God, you promised that I will see my son. You promised that he is by your side, and nothing can separate this love inside. No masters, no doctors can prescribe ways in my calling. Only his ways, oh ancient of days, can correct. He reflects the path I acknowledge. God's promise, 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 promise. 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 Put on a new self who is being created to a true knowledge according to the image of the one who created it. The people who walk in darkness will see a great light. Those who live in a dark land, the light will shine on. Promise, 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 promise. God's promise, 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 promise. God's mind is my mind is light. I am in always reflecting his mind. I am in always reflecting his sight. In always I acknowledge no knowledge, no college.